Hey guys, Matt LaRosiere here with Firearms Policy Coalition, bringing you another weekly update, just to make sure you have all of the latest information on everything affecting your right to keep and bear arms. First up, surging sales and diverse buyers. I know we've covered this before, but it's getting really interesting. According to the NSSF, there was an 87% increase in gun sales and a 92% increase in ammo sales for the first half of this year. The cool part about this is that the stats buck the anti-gun narrative that it's mostly white males buying guns. Firearms purchases by all minority groups went up between about 43 and 58%. Between March and June, there were 7.8 million NICS checks conducted, and many of them were for first-time buyers. The increase has been so huge that NICS actually had to undergo maintenance this Wednesday, considering it was the middle of the week. I guess they had to patch the system up to keep it running. It would be better if we got rid of the damn thing altogether, but I'm still glad to see new gun owners, wherever and whoever they are, welcome. Up next, the Senate won't stop giving cops tanks. News from the Senate, which last week refused to shut down the 1033 program. For those that don't know, the 1033 program is a collaborative effort between the Department of Defense's logistics agency and thousands of police departments across the country. It shuffles used and surplus military equipment from the DoD to the police. That's how the cops end up riding around in MRAPs and strapped up with the latest war on terrorism gear. Given all the outcry about police tyranny, the refusal of politicians to kill this program kind of goes to show that they're not serious about scaling back the horrendous militarization of our police. Virginia sheriff to deputize thousands. In Virginia, the sheriff of Culpeper County is taking his first steps toward deputizing thousands of residents, making them reserve deputies. Sheriff Jenkins, unrelated to Leroy, is asking current and former law enforcement officers to serve as background investigators for any interested applicants. Jenkins is moving to deputize these folks because as law enforcement officers, they'd be exempt from a number of Governor Northam's new gun control laws like assault weapon and magazine restrictions. Now remember, these like special rights for special people categories is never the right answer to a constitutional infringement. It is fun to see this stuck in Northam's eye though. Canada's racist gun ban. Up in the Great White North, the Canadian Human Rights Commission has rejected a claim that Prime Minister Trudeau's gun grab order is racist, which is funny because the way it's implemented seems to discriminate on the basis of race. How you're affected by the ban will depend on whether you're considered an Aboriginal or non-Aboriginal under Canadian law. Despite that fact, the Commission said that in this case, the complaint does not demonstrate the reasonable grounds that the federal government is engaging in a discriminatory practice. Right. I guess they don't have dictionaries at that department, huh? DC doesn't learn. Back in DC, it looks like Dick Heller, yes, that Heller, is mulling over suing the district yet again. The reason for Heller's grievance is that the Metro Police Department, which became the sole FFL for the district earlier this year, is taking a long time with applications. Being a government organization and of course presumably anti-gun, the department appears to be dragging its feet on many firearms transfer applications, and of course this is the only way you can get a gun into the district, some for several months. I guess we'll see whether the Metro Police step up or if Mr. Heller will be seeing them in court again. And finally, Biden hates the poors. Circling back to the national stage, I want to talk to you about Joe Biden's gun control plan. While he may or may not be inviting Furry O'Rourke to work as his anti-gun czar, Biden has announced a specific intention to require the registration of so-called assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. While registration would be burdensome and certainly unconstitutional on its own, Biden also wants to apply a $200 charge for each item you register, including magazines. So if you own an AR-15 and a few mags, you're looking at potentially hundreds of dollars, even thousands to the feds just to stay legal. They're overtly basing this on the NFA, a leprotic mark on American history that makes owning cool guns out of the reach for many Americans. It's just another example of how the ruling class, no matter how much they talk about being in favor of the people, really don't care about the working class or our rights. Well, that's all I've got for you this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to know more, check out fpcnews.org where you can find this week's edition and information on our legal and legislative efforts. If you think this content would be important to anyone you know, help us spread the word and tag them in the comments. Also, be sure to check out fpcgear.com, where you can get all kinds of cool Pro 2A gear like this shirt and help keep us in the fight in the process. As always, keep your eyes on Firearms Policy Coalition, where we're keeping up the fight for all of your rights all the time. I've been Matt LaRosiere, and I'll see you real soon.